but the crew will be responsible, obviously, for unpacking all of that cargo. One of the things that
and
is
Station
included
Houston
in there
on 2, at this time we are ready for you to pick back up in the procedure. In 6.1, you have a go to proceed with mass donning, and we'll be standing by for the comm check. Copy. Inward.
So this is a view from, or we just had a view from the exterior. You could see exactly where it was attached to the space station. But yeah, on the right-hand side of your screen, you got inside on one side of the hatch, inside the International Space Station. On the left-hand side of your screen, the other side of the hatch. Can't wait to see those two views merge with crew members passing through. So on the right-hand side of your screen, inside the space station, you can see those crew members donning those protective masks just as a precaution as they enter the Dragon spacecraft. This is the first time that the Crew Dragon has docked with the space station, so it doesn't hurt to have as much caution as possible.
Yep. With NASA, we're definitely always about caution, especially since we're ultimately responsible for the lives of these crew members when they're on board, and not expected to have any issues inside, but the crews will go in just to make sure. They'll take a couple of quick atmospheric readings, and then they'll come back inside the space station. The Dragon hatch will stay open. They'll come back inside of the space station, compare it to just background readings in another lab. And then once that's all good, they'll get the go to actually begin mixing the atmosphere and turn on those fans to start that motion between Dragon and the space station. I think the expected choreography is David St. Jacques should be the first one through the hatch. We'll see if that holds. But he's the one on the right there, and he again is the Canadian astronaut currently on board the space station. In the middle there is Oleg Kononenko, a Russian cosmonaut, and the current Expedition 58 commander. And then Anne McLean over on the left there, the NASA astronaut on board. So I think once they get all geared up, they'll be able to move through the final portion of actually opening up this hatch.
Once the hatch is open and the crew members are able to get those air samples, Dan and I will be continuing our coverage all the way until the air is determined to be good to go, and they're able to start mixing the atmosphere. And then we do expect, hopefully, a statement from those astronauts later in the morning. We will be here with you the entire time.
Nowhere else I'd rather be right now.
Exactly.
Well, except maybe up there opening the hatch.
So it looks like a pose for one final picture before they go in. They're looking great up there.
Houston, Station 1-2, comm check. That is a good comm check. And can you confirm that you can hear both Oleg and David in their epicas?
Yes, we have good communication between crew members.
All right, you are go to proceed. You have a go in step 7.1.
All right, and so with that go, and you heard 7.1, so that's the next step in their procedures, and that's for them to actually go in and start opening up the hatch. 7.1 is to move in close to the hatch. 7.2 is to open the hatch. So we are right there. So everyone keep an eye out. We should see that hatch opening momentarily. Again, you're going to see Oleg and David up at the hatch and hanging back in node 2.
Hopefully on the left-hand side of the screen, inside the Dragon capsule, we might be able to see some of that hatch open activity.
Yeah, it's really unique to have this perspective to have from both sides. So standing by for hatch open.
Houston Station, Dragon hatch opened at 13:07.
Copy.
And there you have it. Dragon hatch is open. Ann McClain made the call. It was 5:07 a.m. Pacific. I think 8:07 a.m. Eastern time. I'm doing some quick math in my head, and that's the International Space Station and Dragon docked together, flying over the northern Atlantic, about 255 statute miles in the air. So the Dragon hatch is open. You can see an arm reaching in.
This is the very first time that humans have been on orbit inside of a Dragon 2 capsule. Or not any Dragon, a Dragon 2 capsule.
All right, again, so it looks like David St. Jacques, he's going to be the first one through. He's going to take some quick atmospheric readings. He's using a device that we have over on the U.S. side. There he is, David inside of Dragon. Human beings inside the Dragon spacecraft.
You might hear some cheers here from SpaceX headquarters in Hawthorne. This is just an incredible sight for the SpaceX team to see these ISS crew members inside the capsule.
And so they're going to use these two separate devices, David using one and Oleg Kononenko using another. And it takes them a couple of minutes usually for the sample readers to gather what they need. And then they'll move back outside of Dragon. And again, just compare this to the generic background readings that we have inside of another module on board the station. They should be heading